Hey, good afternoon and blessings out there on Facebook. Happy Friday to you out there on YouTube. It's your man, Rod Hickman, Generational Wealth Builders, where poverty ends with us. Listen, I wanted to get on and talk to you a little bit about another product that we offer. We don't talk about that a whole lot. And so my thought was, as I sat there and got to thinking, I was like, man, really need to let folk know the full range of products that we offer. We don't just do life insurance. We don't just do fixed annuities. We don't just help people get out of debt, but we also offer a product that's called long-term care insurance. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about long-term care insurance as we go here. So now, let me preface this by talking about retirement. Most times when families are building wealth, when families are working towards retirement, you just have your retirement money that's set to the side that you're already planning for to make sure that's what you're going to live on for the rest of your life, right? Period and point blank. That retirement money is your nest egg. And so that's pretty much what you have to live on for the rest of your life. That's how most people plan. But I want you to understand something we don't plan for, right? Every one of us, when we're thinking, we're just thinking, you know what, I'm going to get older. I might get a little slower, whatever the case may be. But we all feel as if we're going to have the full mobility, the full activities of our limbs. But sometimes that does not happen. And so what I want to talk about today is long-term care insurance, because the value that comes from long-term care insurance is this. So let's go back to the retirement. So if you have a pot of money set to the side, like this is all I have, this is what I'm going to live on for the rest of my life, or if you're fortunate enough to have worked with generational wealth builders and gotten yourself a fixed index annuity, then you're getting a check for the rest of your life. Again, I think I'll just throw that out there. But where I'm going with this is quite simple. Long-term care insurance is designed that, God forbid, in case you have to, something happens where you have to go to a nursing home, or you have to have some sort of health care coming to the home, some sort of one of the home health aides coming to the home. How are you paying for that? If you just have this pot of money, or if you just have your annuity, question is going to ask or going to come up, do you have enough money, right? And so this is where long-term care insurance kicks in. Long-term care insurance is the type of insurance that basically it allows you to put money to the side that makes sure that in the future, if you should happen to need that, because again, you can't take care of yourself, maybe you're not necessarily nursing home bound, or maybe you are nursing home bound and you need something to take care of you. This is where long-term care insurance kicks into play. Now, I want you to understand something. It's not just for when you retire. It's at any point in time where you cannot do what we call 2 of the 6 activities of daily living. And those things are bathing yourself, dressing, eating, toileting, getting in and out of your bed, and actually handling your bills. So if you can't do two of those 6 activities of daily living, you can actually get access to that long-term care insurance. Because here's a few things that I'm going to drop on you that most people do not know about when it comes to Medicare and Medicaid. Most people think that when you get older, we feel like, oh yeah, well, the government's going to take care of me, with Medicaid. Well, a few things that you need to understand about that, right? First thing being, they're only going to take care of you about 6 months. Medicare is only going to take care of you about 6 months. After that, you're going to have to figure it out. I ain't even lying to you. You can look this up, I promise you. And so as a result of that, if you stay past that 6 month, what they're going to do is start liquidating your estate. Yes, Lord. So if you have a home and you're having to stay past 6 months, then they're going to be like, hey, well, look at him. We need to start liquidating this home. What kind of equity do you have in this? Yeah, because we need to get paid. This is what happens, and most people don't know. And you don't know about it until you go through it, right? You don't know about how vicious the system is until you go through it. Now, here you are, for those that have worked their whole life, paid their taxes, done all these things, you feel like, oh, we have a social security system that's going to make sure we're taken care of. Kind of ain't, fam. It's really not. So, again, first thing is you need to understand that they're only going to take care of you about 6 months. And after that 6 months, you're going to have to figure it out. Like real talk, somebody's going to be like, hey, look at here, how you going to pay for this? And if you can't afford it, then one of your family members going to have to come get you. That's the God heaven truth. It's sad, but that's the God heaven truth. Now, after that point, what are you going to do? Now, if you have a retirement, guess what happens? They're going to start eating from that retirement. Let's say you're not retirement age. They're still going to start eating up any monies that you may have in order to pay that bill. And so this is where long-term care insurance makes sense. Long-term care insurance just makes sense, right? It allows you to be able to make sure that you can protect your retirement money, or you can protect your estate in case you need long-term care, right? So that's the first thing I want you to understand. Second thing I want you to understand about long-term care insurance is that it is tax deductible, right? What I mean by that. In 2000, President George Bush signed the Long-Term Care Act of 2000. And basically what they said is, and again, I want you to go and read it for yourself. I don't want you to just take my word for it. The Long-Term Care Act of 2000. The bill basically says, hey man, we'll give you tax benefits right now if you're prepared to take care of yourself later on. You'll get a tax break right now if you buy long-term care insurance for yourself later on, because we are not going to take care of you. That's literally what the law says. And y'all know me, I'm, a little petty or whatnot, but when I tell you that's basically what the law says, that's literally what the law says. And you have to have a special certification in order to even present these products and services to people, which I have. But I just want you to understand that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put down a few benefits of having long-term care insurance, right? Because again, insurance basically makes sure that you are protected, that your family is protected. So the first benefit is, like I said beforehand, it provides you financial protection. It basically makes sure that, again, you've already put this money to the side. You've already gotten a tax break from it. What do I mean by a tax break? Let's say you make $50,000 a year. I'm just throwing that number out there. You put $5,000 towards your long-term care plan. Guess what's going to happen? Now you only get taxed on $45,000 because they want you to make sure you're taken care of, right? So the first thing is that it does provide you that financial security. So your retirement, or you don't have to bleed your estate in order to take care of your medical expenses. Again, when I'm talking about medical expenses, I'm talking about if you need extended care, right? That's what we're talking about. The next benefit is that you have flexibility with it. Now, when you're dealing with Medicare, basically you go where they say you're going to go. You don't have any choices to it, and they can kind of charge you what they want to charge you. Well, this gives you some flexibility. Why? Because it's your money. You're able to spend your money and go where you want to go. The next benefit that it has is that you have peace of mind, and peace of mind is worth everything, right? When you know that your expenses are covered, you also know that this is not taken from your home, it's not draining your finance, and as we said beforehand, because you're able to pick where you want to go, you now have that peace of mind. You don't have to go to some half-dead government facility that barely takes care of you and has bad ratings, right? Nobody wants that for their family members. Nobody wants that for their loved ones. And I'll say this: there are very few people who really want to be a burden on their children, right? Very few people want to be a burden on their children. But if you're not properly planning, guess what's going to happen? You're going to ultimately end up being a burden on your children. And you don't have to be. Let's sit down. Let's talk a little bit about it. Again, it's very straightforward, very, really, really easy to look at, really simply easy to understand. And so that's what we wanted to let you know on today. Again, long-term care insurance. You need that because, again, like I say, it's not just for when you get old, but it's also, again, if you're 40 years old and you have a heart attack, you can use that money. And now, again, you can use that in conjunction with our the living benefits that come with our life insurance policies. So again, we have the way to make sure that, God forbid, if anything should happen, you and your family are taken care of. All right. Listen, Just wanted to get on and let you know about that. Look, feel free to book your consultation. You can inbox me, message me at any one of my sites or wherever you watch this video, and we'd love to have some opportunity to do a consultation with you. All right, it's your man Rod Hickman, Generational Wealth Builders. We love you so much. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.